Welcome to Games and Ethics. So this course, the way it originated is that when I started teaching game design in 2007, I had students every semester that would say, I want to design moral games. And what they meant by that is they meant that they wanted to give players choices, good or bad, or good or evil, they would often say. And so it happened often enough that I decided I would create a course where they could really explore moral choices in a much broader way, or with more depth as well. So the depth and the breadth of the choices that the players would have would be much more than a binary choice, good or evil, that sort of thing. And so I think that in the industry today, what people are doing is they're still kind of adhering to that good and evil binary choice. And they're calling that a moral choice, right? And so it's my thoughts that if you understand more about the ethical theories, that you can see that there are many more choices to be made other than good or evil. Happy or sad. I mean, these binary choices, I think we all kind of understand that binary thinking is a little bit limiting for society as a whole, right? So a long time ago, I started designing this course. And so it's an equal parts of understanding ethical theories and applying, and the other part would be applying it to game design. So I'm going to show you really quick here, like in the modules, how this manifests. So you can see in each save point, I call module save points, that you'll have a thought paper and you'll have a concept document, okay? And you'll do that throughout the semester, and then at the end of the semester, you'll pick one of your concept documents and you will make a game design document for the final. You can see there's a first draft. In order to get these points, you just have to fill out every single section very thoughtfully. I don't want it to be like, just slapdash, haphazard, filling it in. No, you really fill it in to earn those points. I mean, really thoughtfully. Thought's very important in a course that's basically a philosophy course, right? And then I will give you feedback, and then you'll get the opportunity to earn the other 200 points, basically fixing all the things that I found that need to be fixed. Right? So you'll have a really solid game design document at the end of the course. You will also have several concept documents for games that you could build based on ethical theories at the end of the course as well. And also at the end of the course, you should have a really solid understanding of at least a couple of different theories. We can't do the whole of ethical theories. I mean, there's too many. So I picked just a couple for you to explore, to understand. Now, I'm not going to go into depth as to what these things are about, because I will do that in videos later on. I have lots of materials that I have curated or I have created myself. And so I want you to be really mindful that I have carefully curated and created all of these learning materials. And in the past, I see students, replacing them with AI or Google search or Wiki or some other outside source. And don't replace them. Do not replace them. You can augment the learning materials with materials that you find. But if you replace the materials that I have provided, that'll be a 0. Okay, so please don't do that. All the readings are free. There's nothing you need to buy. If you have a word processor and a brain, you can do this course. There are videos to watch. You really need a computer. So a smartphone, an iPad, or Chromebook isn't sufficient. So you really need an actual computer. So this course is AI friendly. What does that mean? You can't replace your own thoughts, okay? But I have it really laid out here that if you don't understand something and you want to just, do a quick chat GPT, you don't understand something specific, then you can go ahead and do that so you have a deeper understanding. It should not be used for manufacturing discussion posts or reflection papers, final essays. You need to basically conceive and write your work yourself. Okay? It can be a helping tool. There's an opportunity perhaps to use it for a logo for the game design document at the end of the course, but we really shouldn't be using it that much. Okay, AI can get things wrong a lot. So if you are unsure of is this an appropriate way to use AI, just email me. I'll let you know. Okay. There are 1,200 points. In order to get an A+, you have to have 1,164. Don't use Google Documents. I just don't. The reason for that is I'm asking you to upload a Word document or a PDF into the assignments that require those. That way I can make comments in the speed grader. And that's what that's about. We are in Arizona, so if you're not in Arizona, really pay attention to the time change. I don't have a late policy. It's been my experience, it's just ineffective. The students are going to get things done on time, will get things done on time. The students who aren't, won't. And no late policy makes a difference. What does that mean? Well, you can turn in the work anytime without any points taken off. But you need to be cognizant of the fact that I am one person, and we have probably about 40, 45 people in this course. And if you want full, thoughtful feedback, get it done on time. So if you have something happen in your life where you miss a deadline, no biggie, just get it done as soon as possible, and I will grade it. And so I will do that until we run out of time. So if you feel like you've gotten a lower grade than what you want on something, you can always fix it via my feedback, because I will always give you feedback, and then resubmit it and I will regrade it. And you can do that until you get full points. That way you're really mastering the material, the concepts, and the education that I've designed for you to have. So let me know if you have any questions about that on the Yellow Dig discussion board. Okay. So for those of you who haven't used Yellow Dig before, if you click into it, right, it'll open a new tab. And I am not logged in. So I'm in the test student. So what I would do is I would send a verification email, right? And so if you have never used it before, I'll ask for an email. Please use your ASU emails, okay? And that way it'll send it back to, the points will be sent back automatically to the gradebook. Sometimes it messes up, but most of the time it gets it. So that's how that works. So if I leave the student view and I log into Yellow Dig as me, you can see it loads a community. Okay. This is what it should look like. And it'll automatically send those points back to the gradebook. Okay, so if you have something you want to ask me, you can email me or you can post on Yellow Dig if you feel comfortable doing that. It's really helpful for the other students if you use the discussion forum because, maybe they have the same question and I can just answer it the one time. Okay, so what do things do? If you see, let's scroll all the way down. On Mondays, there'll be some sort of small quizzes due. On Wednesdays, there'll be a project due, usually. This first save point, what I did is I made it, let's go back. I made it 1.5 weeks long. Right? So you can see that, let's go back. Let's student view so we can see it the way you're seeing it. You go down here. You see that Monday, I'm having you do some to-dos just to make sure you're reading all the things that you need to read so you get a feel for how to navigate the course, right? And then on this Wednesday, you have some quizzes. Now this looks like a lot of quizzes, but each one of these takes about 10, 15 minutes tops to complete, okay? So the confusions and challenges, the conversation killers, and the hermeneutics are all the 7 threats to ethics. Those quizzes are all to give you background information. The 7 threats to ethics, the confusions and challenges, and the conversation killers are the things I am not going to allow you to do. So in your thought papers, I'm going to ask you what you think and stuff like that. If you answer with a conversation killer, then I will identify that, take points off, and ask you to redo it. Okay? And of course, the syllabus quiz. So this stuff, it's not even an hour of work for most people. And then you'll see in the next Wednesday after that, you have a thought paper due. And you have a game concept document due. And so let's go over here to the home. And you see I have thought paper guidelines right here. And this lays it all out, right? A step-by-step instruction, got the rubric right there so you know how I'm going to grade it. Now, some people hate writing papers. And I was one of those in school. I didn't like doing it. I was a visual artist, and I just, I wanted to draw everything. And so you've got some options here. If you don't want to write a paper, you can do it in some other creative way. Make sure that I'm going to have some suggestions here: YouTube video, a bullet journal, PowerPoint, or Prezi, a blog, a podcast, multimedia, hybrid textual presentation of some kind. You can make a zine or a comic strip or whatever, okay? Whatever communicates to me those questions, you have to answer the same questions that you do in the thought papers. And you have to do the entire thing, including citations. So if you're going to do citations, then be creative with your citations in your communication mode, right? Those citations have to be in there, and they need to be formatted correctly, okay? So we go to this website at Purdue. This is called the Purdue OWL. We will use APA, which is what game studies is generally published in, the APA format. We don't use the MLA in the industry. We use APA, okay? So that's why we're using APA citations. Okay. So what else? The other thing that you'll be doing, let's go back there to modules. I'm going to leave the student view because everything's locked down right now so that I can show you the concept document looks like, because you'll be doing one pretty soon. And so you see I have a template here. And in the template, I have all of the teaching directives in here, okay? So for each section, I have a bunch of teaching stuff, okay? Don't use AI to design your core loop. Don't do it. Okay? We have a lot of explanation about what a core game loop is. We have a really big explanation about player motivation, what that is. It should be really simple, really simple, like Indiana Jones. The motivation is find the ark. That's it. It should be that short. I don't want to see a paragraph here. Don't write a paragraph. The game concept document is never long than 1 page, and it's usually pretty short. So you can either do a bullet point list for your game loop, your core loop, or it can be a chart that looks like a circle that has the steps in a circle. And there's a lot of examples of that in here. Okay. So what I'm really looking for, and I'm really going to stress this right now, is I am looking for you to encode meaning in the mechanics in the core loop itself. Okay? I'm going to be really looking for that. Okay? And if you don't understand what that means, then you can watch this YouTube video. This guy really explains it really nicely. You can just watch the first 5 minutes to get the gist of what I'm looking for. If you watch the entire thing, there are a couple games in there that he cites that he doesn't seem to recognize as ableist. I use a wheelchair. I am disabled myself. So I noticed that he did not notice. And so just know what those games that he's citing where he's not understanding that perhaps those game mechanics are a little bit problematic and ableist. Just know that there's a problem there. Okay. But other than that, this guy does a beautiful job of really understanding how game mechanics can encode the meaning of the game within the gameplay itself. Okay, so that's really what I'm looking for. The purpose, is like the purpose. What's the after image? So in every great game and every great work of art as well, there are 3 things. There's the hook, there's the burn, and there's the after image. The hook is what gets somebody to play the game or to look at the work of art or to watch the movie, right? Or read the book, right? There's got to be something there. I've got to see that. I've got to play that, right? So that's the hook, and that's what we have up here. That's the player motivation, okay? So the core game loop, well, that is the burn. What is happening during the gameplay? Every time that you're watching the movie, or reading the book, or looking at the artwork, right? There's a burn. There's like, oh, there's a whole experience that's happening in that moment. And that's what you're designing when you're designing your core loop. And then the purpose is the after image, right? So that after image is really important, I think, because you really want your players to think about what it is you've done or have a takeaway or be able to talk about it online about it and things like that. The genre is really easy. There's a whole list of genres for video games and also for tabletop games. If you just go to the game category in the advanced search on Board Game Geek, you'll see a bunch of genres. The platform's really easy. You guys are pretty knowledgeable about consoles and PC and all that stuff. It can be a video game, it can be a tabletop game, it doesn't matter. You're not going to prototype it anyways in this course. And of course, give it a rating. Don't forget to give yourself credit in your own copyright. Okay. At ASU, the copyright of the student work belongs to the students. Good to know. Let's see what else. So yeah, I mean it's pretty simple. This 8.0 is a 1.5 weeks long, and this is the introduction to this save point. So you can see you've got some quizzes to do, you got some to-dos to do, and then the long week It's 7 days. There's one quiz, and oh no, there's not. This goes with this stuff up here. Maybe I should change that. Yeah, just change it. Okay, that's better. And then the second week, what you have is um, introduction to ethics, your thought paper, and then also your first concept document. And yeah, it'd be pretty easy. The students generally have fun in this course. Let me know if you have any questions. And that's all I got for you today. I'll see you at the Saturday before the new stuff opens up, and I will have another video to introduce what this is all about. Okay, and that's it. Welcome to the class, and I look forward to working with all of you.